Welcome back everyone to another episode on Beer, Bourbon, and Games, and today we are going to review another bourbon product. Last time we did Larceny, and today we are going to do Four Roses Yellow Label. So stick around and see what I think about this bourbon. Welcome back everyone. So today we are going to take a look at Four Roses Yellow Label, as I stated. Now this one has an interesting story. Much like Larceny, this one has a unique backstory. Now the story goes that in 1888 there was a gentleman of the name Paul Jones Jr. and he was smitten by a woman. He wanted to marry her, he was interested in her, and he said, "Hey, be my girl." She didn't give him a simple answer. Of course, that'd be too easy. Why would women do that? Instead, she went ahead and said, "Hey, I will give you your answer at the grand ball. If I accept your proposal, I will wear 4 roses on my dress." What do you guess happened? She did. She accepted his proposal, and that is how we came to get Four Roses bourbon. Now there's some very unique stuff about the backstory and how this bourbon almost isn't around anymore. So let's kind of give you a little bit of a history, and then we'll go ahead and do the review. So history first. We've got the company that back in the day, this was the #1 bourbon in the entire United States. Was attracting a lot of attention, was selling so much, it was ridiculous. So a company named Seagram's decided to go ahead and buy it. What do you do when you buy a company that's the most successful thing in the world? Well, you sell all their product overseas and no longer sell it to America. That's exactly what they did. So, in Kentucky, they took all of the stuff that was Four Roses and sold it overseas to Germany, Japan, and they got all the good stuff. So what happened here in America? Well, instead, they gave us a mixture of blended whiskeys and vodka and different things together. So a lot of people that grew up back in the day with Four Roses never drank this stuff. There was a lot of people that had stuff that they called gut rot. It was so disgusting that most people just hated it. So the company was starting to go down the tubes. Four Roses in America wasn't doing very well, and couple that with the fact that Seagram's now made some poor money decisions. They decided to buy MGM and Universal. They started putting their money where they shouldn't be, honestly, and they ended up basically killing off their own company. Luckily for us though, they decided to sell the Four Roses brand off, and it allowed another company to buy it, and they brought the good stuff back to America. So now that we have that small history and we saw where it came from and that we've got the good stuff, is it really worth being back? Well, let's take a look and see. Let's do the nosing first. So first things first, we can do the nosing of the product. Now what we're going to do, we're going to swirl it around in the glass a little bit. We're going to open it up, let the oxygen take it, and that will let the ethanol and alcohol kind of evaporate from it. And when you swirl it around to get that oxygen in there, it opens up the flavor a lot more. So we're going to let it breathe, and we're going to get the real flavor out of it. So let's take a look and see. So overall, we've got a pretty beautiful color here. Now they say that it's aged at least 5 years, so they have to say what the lowest ranking is. So if this had some blends that had 8 years, they can only claim 5 because it's the lowest number. So we do have a very, very nice color overall though. I don't know if we can see that at all here. It's a nice like honey color, almost like a caramel butterscotch look. Swirls around very, very nicely in the glass. Doesn't really leave a residue at all on the glass here at all. Looks very nice for what it is. Let's go ahead and nose it. Let's see what we got here. So right off the bat, this is going to be a lot different than the Larceny. This is very light, crisp, and refreshing. If it was a wine, I would associate it almost with a Riesling. Those are very crisp and refreshing. But this smells very nice. It opens up to some really light wood aromas. You can smell the oak in there slightly. Hits the back of your nose a little bit and kind of drifts away. But nothing in this is overpowering. So where Larceny was very traditional and spicy bourbon, this is more floral tones. We've got some flower smells, a lot of apple and pear, so it's very crisp and refreshing compared to what it was before. Now remember, like I said in the first video, when you are nosing, open up your mouth a little bit just so you can kind of breathe in, get the flavor from both your nose and your mouth at the same time. You're going to smell different tones than if it's closed. So very, very nice. It smells great. I can tell from this that it's going to be very light. It's not going to be overly bitey and bold. No cinnamon or spice to it at all. Very crisp, I'm going to guess, just from this overall. So very nice. Very happy with the product, how it looks, how it smells. But let's go ahead and get on to the most important part, taste. So guys, we're here for the taste. That's what everyone's here for. So we're going to take a look now. This is a sub $20 bottle in most places. So if you're expecting big, bold, super flavor, it's probably not going to be your thing. And I'm not expecting anything super crazy from this. I'm guessing it's going to be a very light, refreshing, drinkable bourbon. Just from the smells and the price point overall. Obviously it's not going to be as complex as, you know, a $50, $60 bourbon. This is what it is. This is their entry level. This is going to be very reminiscent to the Jim Beam white label. It's going to be their lowest shelf that they have overall. They do also have small batch and single barrel. Very good company overall is what it seems. Rich in history, but overall, let's see where the taste lies, because that's what's most important. Was this worth fighting to get back into America? So let's see what we got here. Okay. So I purposely let it sit a little longer in my mouth than what you normally would. So we do have some wood flavors. Kind of sitting right here a little bit. It started on the tip of my tongue, rolled back rather quickly. There was the lightest of light burns right in your throat, and it sat here for a second and then it went away. There was no burn in my stomach at all. That was really nice and pleasant. So we've got the wood flavors overall. That's what we've described that. So let's see what else we got when we pick this up here. So, very light, crisp, and refreshing. The apple and pear definitely come forward. I can taste that. There's a very subtle flavor of vanilla. I'm tasting it a little bit on my tongue here. The floral notes are definitely in there. So, mainly you're going to get the apple and pear. It's very light, refreshing, and the thing that you'll notice when you drink this is it doesn't linger in your mouth at all. You kind of drink it and it's gone. So let's see here. The more you drink it, the more enjoyable it is. So that slight burn that I said we were getting here, no, not even burn, more like a warming, that's completely gone on the third sip. So it almost opens itself up more. You start to get those same flavors. It is lingering a little bit now in my mouth more than what it was. since we had 3 sips in here. Seems to be staying around the front of my mouth a little bit more. It is staying in the back of my throat here. The apple is there. The light oak is becoming a lot more prominent than what it was before. Okay. Overall, this is a very, very good bourbon for the money. So now that we tasted it and we nosed it, what can we really say about the product? What's the overall thoughts? So what we can do is we can take a look at a few things. So right off the bat, for any snob out there, it is a cork top. It does seal in things. I was reading online about cork tops, so I'm not really sold on them like most people are, but if you are into cork tops, we have that going for us. It is a very beautiful bottle, very traditional whiskey look. Overall, great color, great taste, and really, really great price. We've got $20 or less most places. I believe I spent, I think, $17 or $18 on this, so I can't complain. I am loving the bourbon. It is very light, crisp, and refreshing. It's a very sippable bourbon. Most like everything I drink, I am drinking this neat. There's no ice in here at all, and there's no need to water it down. Nothing at all like that. Very, very good bourbon for that. So, I would say my recommendation, if you are a hardcore bourbon drinker and you like the manly bourbons, this might not be up your alley. If you like the complex flavors of a Blanton's or anything along those lines, Buffalo Trace, a little bit more spice and rye, this is probably not going to be what you want, unless you just want something less bold for the day and you want something that's easily sippable, not going to be harsh at all, nothing you need to dilute, nothing crazy, then hey, go for it. This is a great bourbon to take to a party. If you've got a whole bunch of people there and you don't really know what they like, you don't want to get something harsh because maybe someone there is new to bourbon, this is a great bourbon. If you're also new to bourbon and you want to get introduced to it slowly, I cannot recommend this more. This is a great, great starting bourbon. You're going to have the bourbon flavor, but not overpowering, not a lot of the burn, not a lot of those whiskey things that you associate with it, the uncomfortableness. This is a great way to get yourself started into bourbon and not have to fear looking like an idiot because you don't know what you're doing. Great overall product. Really, really like this. I would also say this is probably great for mixing. With the price being so low, you're not really going to feel bad putting this in something. Now, if I saw someone mixing in like Pappy Van Winkle in with Diet Coke, I'd probably die. But this, if I saw someone dropping some $20 Four Roses into something, putting it into a mixed drink, who really cares? But remember, guys, there is no wrong way to drink bourbon. However you like bourbon is the way to drink bourbon. Never let anyone tell you how to drink your bourbon. So, is this a love it, hate it, or I am going to say this is a love it. For the price point and for what it is, this is a great, great buy. I cannot recommend this enough. So we are 2 for 2. Larceny was great. Four Roses is great for what it is. What are we going to review next on the channel? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you like if you've had Four Roses and what I should review next. I look forward to your comments so we can see where we should steer the channel. Overall, I'm very happy with this product. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you're new to the channel, think about hitting that thumbs up button. Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, guys, I'll catch you back here on Beer, Bourbon, and Games.